I joined the British Army in the year 2000. From there, I was a manager probably about 2005. I sort of began my management experience. My main job in the military was a vehicle mechanic fixing army tanks and wheeled vehicles. Um, I did that for 15 years, progressing from workshop floor to behind the desk and running full British Army workshops, both in the UK and in Germany, Kenya and Canada. I also spent time in Afghanistan and Iraq doing the same, albeit on operational tour. I got out of the British Army 15 years later, in around 2016, and I then went to work for a transport company as workshop manager. I did that for 15 months. I went to work for Iveco as a service manager in dealership. I did that for 2 years, and then I found myself where I am right now, in Mercedes Benz truck and van, so commercial workshop. I've been doing this for 6 years as a service manager. I'm a senior manager in the business, but working from everything, down to Citan van, Sprinter van, all the way up to Actros, Axor, Iconic bin lorries, 20 bay workshop with 26 mechanics. So that's my relevant experience in this section. So leading and developing my team. So, as far as management, my management style goes, I very much lead from the front. There's no job that, I wouldn't do. If I'm out in the shop floor and I walk past anything, and I see an error, or rubbish or anything like that, trailing airlines, I'll pick it up. There's no job that I wouldn't do. I pick a brush up, and my guys see that, and they know that that's the sort of individual I am and the manager I am. Developing, it's very crucial that you understand what you have to start with, skill wise, but then it's about creating a personal development plan for each of those technicians, front of house team, and then embarking on a training journey. Because in the commercial game, when it comes to your customers, you need to make sure that when the customer's vehicles and it's being turned around in a timely manner, but also that the quality of the repairs there, so it's not bouncing back to your workshop for comeback or repeat repairs. So I look to develop my team, and we have a mandatory personal development plan per person, with a minimum requirement of 2 days per year. And we would catch up with the technicians on a monthly basis, and go through staff sort of catch ups just to make sure that they're achieving their own personal goals, but also that I'm also ensuring that I get out of them exactly what we've planned for. And that's the highly skilled technician that's able to go and do their daily business, and put a good day's work in, and have that quality piece as well. So warranty is very important to my current role. I have a big department, and I have my own warranty costing department with four individuals in it. I am the leader of that department, so therefore the process and the audit standards of that department fall under myself. Uh, I've been doing this job a long time. I understand the warranty process. I understand what it means to both the dealership, but also the brand, and the compliance piece of it as well. Service contracts. It's very important that I understand all the brand service contracts. So when I'm put in front of a customer, and I'm trying to get that upsell, that I have that knowledge. So I school myself in what exact service contracts are available, both to benefit the business, but also to help the customer understand what they have, so that we can both, make as much out of it as we can. But certainly, yeah, those are sections, and bits and pieces that I'm all over. Really, it's really in my daily job. So this year in particular has been a bit of a strange year for the dealership. We've seen a sort of decline in throughput in the workshop. So what has that meant really? I've had to go away then and look at the brand can supply us with ideas and things to increase your sales. However, given my experience, I've just went out off my own back, and I've made certain service offers. One being, in a Mercedes dealership, it's a high labour rate. Not a lot of people want to come here. They want to go to somebody maybe a bit cheaper. So I created an EML offer, engine management light offer, and really what that was an £80 offer as opposed to your £130 per hour offer. And what that meant was we got the customer in the door, just plugged his vehicle in, gave them the details of whatever defects they had in their vehicle, because I thought, let's get them in the door, let's capture the customer and get them in, capture the vehicle, give them the details, and then potentially get the fix. And that's what we've done. We increased our sales rapidly based on that offer. I think this goes back to my military career where I was moving every 2 to 3 years. I've now been out of the military since 2016. And as much as I love my job and I love being home in Northern Ireland, I still feel that urge to travel. Um, and to be honest, that the opportunity to move to Australia is one that I would look at because I have friends, I have family. I have friends who joined the Australian Army off the back of the British Army. I've got friends who have moved across. I've got former employees in this dealership who have moved across to become mechanics, HV mechanics in Australia. Um, and clearly, the weather and the quality of life, my family's quality of life, schooling, that's obviously an opportunity that I'd like to explore. But really, I think deep down, it's the urge to go and see a bit more of the world. As I used to do in my old job in the British Army, I'd really like to. I've never been to Australia. I've never been, as far as that. However, the travel and being in another country is something that I'm very used to, and it's I get the itchy feet probably at the minute just being in one place too long, and as well I think it's a perfect opportunity for my family. From a schooling point of view, educationally, and from a personal growth and development, I think that would be the main reason why I see Australia as a perfect opportunity.